Hi Malaika.
Hi Harleigh.
Hi everyone listening. Welcome back to Sonder and Salt, the weekly podcast about the magic of eating.
Yum.
How are you?
I'm alright, thanks. How are you?
I'm still ill.
Oh, sorry.
I'm still ill. I'm sorry to anyone who this is really annoying to.
Yeah.
I feel like there are some sounds that are really annoying and
Nasal voices.
nasal voices.
Yeah, it is jarring to listen to.
And it makes you think, why don't you just blow your nose?
Yeah.
But I assure you right now, there's nothing.
You're congested.
I'm just congested. My whole head is just packed full of things. But anyway, This week we have some new listeners.
Yes.
We have 2 new countries. One being Cape Verde.
Hola.
Portuguese speaking?
It's a Portuguese-speaking country on the coast. Is it like the edge of Africa?
It's on the west coast of Africa.
Yeah, it's the west.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the west coast.
Never you should.
Yeah, it was
I heard that.
from school. Yeah, I had to remind myself.
Of the west coast of Africa.
Yeah.
Cape Verde. Hello, welcome whoever's listening there.
Hola.
And the other is Montenegro.
Zdravo.
Zdravo.
Yeah.
Okay.
According to Google, Zdravo means hello.
Well, welcome everyone, wherever you're tuning in from. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoy the podcast as much as we enjoy making it for you, please don't forget to leave us a review. You can click the stars on Spotify, or you can scroll down to the bottom of Apple Podcasts and leave a review right there. We actually got a DM review. You can also just talk to us.
Yeah, in the DMs.
Yeah,
you
like
don't necessarily know who you're going to get.
Yeah,
but
you don't know who you're going to get
Yeah.
on social, but message us, because we got a really nice review the other day from, I'll say, Katisha, someone that made me a birthday cake a fair few years ago, and showing my age, it was my 21st birthday cake. It feels like
showing your age. So
decade ago.
what am I doing on this podcast?
Well, anyway, we have interacted obviously within the food space for a long time, but she listens on Google Podcasts, and there doesn't seem to be a metric for leaving reviews there. So give them directly to us.
Yeah.
Jump in the DMs, find us over on Twitter, as a lot of people have been, and let us know what you're thinking. We've also had some hilarious takes on Twitter, just like random gifs and nuggets about little things that we've shared on the podcast. So come over to Twitter, have some fun with us, give us a follow.
Even on TikTok, the
TikTok's picking up.
Pie and mash video. There was a lot of conversation in there.
They love that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, find us somewhere. We would love to put more names or faces to data, really.
Yeah.
Because
shout out to Sarah as well. I met her in person and she was talking about how much she loved the podcast. Yeah, I think it's Sarah on. She's always on our Instagram. So appreciate you, Bill.
Appreciate you, boo. Another way you can support this podcast is on buymeacoffee.com, and the link to that is in the show notes of every single episode.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? What's your food highlight? What's happening? What's going on?
Right, so my food highlight is somewhere I went on a Thursday a couple of weeks ago.
Out on a Thursday?
Yes, I went to Cafe Coco in Camden. So there's Coco in Camden, which is a live music event space, basically. And then at the back of it, they've opened a restaurant called Cafe Coco. But they also do like live music events, small scale.
When you tagged it, I did not even correlate.
Yeah, it's literally behind Coco in Camden.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's super cute. The menu is based on like Italian food, mainly pizza with a few like large, small plates. Yeah, but it was really, really nice, really cute space. On Thursdays, they have like small undiscovered artists. But some of those artists are actually doing stuff, like doing big things, or they work in the background. So it was nice. We listened to a lady called Madeline. She was really good. Check her out on Spotify. But I had the best gluten-free pizza I have bought. In fact, no. I had the best gluten-free pizza I've bought in my life.
Ever.
Literally. Gluten-free pizza usually tastes like flatbread. Or it tastes like toppings on cardboard. It usually isn't very good. This tasted and felt like I was eating a pizza. There was some elasticity in the dough. I would say the crust doesn't rise like a normal pizza, of course, because there's no gluten.
Yes.
But in terms of the base, I don't know how they do it, but they've been able to get it down. The only thing is, if you're a celiac, it's not appropriate because they're cooking it in the same oven as the normal pizza. So this is for my gluten avoidant babes. Yeah, so a lovely gluten-free pizza. I had the margarita with added India. That is my new thing. I've said before that I love a margarita with India.
Yeah, it's Franco Manca. That's what I think it's the number 6. That's what it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I love it because I actually don't like eating pepperoni all the time. But I like the flavour of the India with the margarita and the basil.
Fresh basil. I saw that in the picture.
Love it, banging. So I actually went back a couple of days later just to double check. And I can say and confirm that it was a banging pizza.
Wait, you had it twice in a week?
Yep. No, well, yes, it was about a week. It was within a 7-day period. And they have a cocktail, Cafe Coco. You know I love an espresso martini, an espresso.
No.
They have that, and it's made with tonka bean. Their one was really nice. I think it's the tonka bean just gives it a little Jenny Saquon.
So, sorry, is it just that pizza that's gluten-free, or do they have...
You can have any pizza with a gluten-free base.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
So I had the margarita.
Yes.
I did India, but they've got a couple of other ones on there. And then we also tried the meatballs, the Nonna's Polpette. Banging meatballs.
Gluten-free?
Well...
Oh.
No,
okay.
because I'm sure they were made with
some breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
But the quantity
is quite low.
Yeah, for
if you're
meatball.
gluten avoidant, you can probably manage it. Yeah, but they were so juicy, absolutely banging. Really enjoyed it. So I would recommend Cafe Coco. I would go back there again, even just to chill. Nice spot. They've got stuff going on all the time. You can check them out on Instagram or on their website. But yeah, really love that gluten-free pizza. It's like one of the best things I've discovered this year. Absolutely obsessed. I need it again.
I want it.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I want it. Two gluten-free things in my mind. I may have been experiencing some issues with gluten
You're fighting it
in the last couple months.
Join me.
I won't lie. I've been experiencing a couple difficulties with gluten, but I can't pinpoint it because my gluten experiences are usually like pasta, bread. Sweet stuff. It could very easily be other things.
Like what?
Dairy.
Oh, okay.
Which I know I have a issue with. Like, I can't say after eating a custard donut that it's the gluten. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like you're dragging it, but...
I just don't want to be one of you lot. But the other thing I saw, which was really interesting, kind of links into my food highlight, which is about TikTok. I saw a video of it's a baker's trick, but it's a home cooked trick, which is that if you put a slice of bread into rice or salt, put a slice of bread into salt or sugar, it will keep it dry and like loose because the bread absorbs the moisture rather than like actually clumping together. You know when brown sugar goes really hard and clumpy. And even when I was in Dominican Republic, I remember, because you don't do it so much here, but in hot countries they'll put rice in the salt.
To keep it separate.
Keep it separate. Again, the rice absorbs any moisture in humid environments. So this woman had responded to this TikTok. Basically, in short, she said, this is why you can't eat in everybody's house. Yeah. Because celiacs can't touch that sugar.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
As a home baker, someone who's probably used to doing stuff like that, I mean, I wouldn't do it here because we don't have the climate for it, but you have to be very, very, very careful when have dietary required milk allergies. And unfortunately, like, it's a shame that you have to check just to make sure, I'm gluten-free.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually celiac.
Yeah.
Like, I actually can't have it. That sugar got bread in it or something. But I thought it was so interesting that people expose themselves on TikTok in various ways of her saying that she runs her business and that's how she keeps her sugar.
I mean, that is a little bit irresponsible if you're doing it for outside consumption. Like, if you're a home baker, it's different.
Yeah, or you're just
you need to figure something out to keep the temperature where it needs to be. Keep your sugar down.
But that was one thing I saw on TikTok this week. Another thing I saw on TikTok, I don't really have a food highlight. I just have food things I want to talk about.
Yeah. A few?
No, food.
Oh.
I just have food things I want to talk about. Have you seen Water Talk?
No, what is this?
#Water Talk.
Is it people that have those silly flasks?
Excuse me?
The hydro flask?
People like me?
Yeah. What is Water Talk?
So,
there's everything talk on that place.
I know. I will link to a video in the description. It is called Internet Analysis by Tiffany Ferg. She basically does social commentary videos about things that she finds online. And it was a commentary on this new trend of Water Talk. And it's basically people creating flavoured water, air quotes, by like adding Kool-Aid and adding things that are very much not about water to help them drink more water.
All right, interesting. So they're having sweet drinks.
So this is what her video was about. And it was basically how if it's a low sugar, no sugar, blah, 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 flavour additive to water, is it still water?
No. Is it?
Well, I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting. I wanted to know if you've seen about it.
Water is water. Anything beyond that is flavoured water.
Right. So then someone at work, Kat, she listens to this podcast, she pretty much exclusively drinks Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's 95 or something % water.
but it's not water.
It's not water.
Yeah, it's made up predominantly. It's like saying humans are water. We're not. We're made up predominantly of water.
Yeah, have you heard of, I think they're called Air Up.
No, what is that?
So it's this new water bottle, which I won't be buying, don't worry. And it's basically, it's employed to get, all of these things are devices, tools to help people stay hydrated and drink more water. It's a water bottle that takes this very specific insert that is a sensory thing. So you smell flavour, but you drink water.
And that's why we need to do an episode on taste and flavour.
Yeah.
Because that's really important.
Really important. But it's like £40 for this bottle and it's like £25 for these insert things. And it's in this water top world and it's making kids ask their parents for these like 70 quid package of water bottles.
That's crazy.
To go to school with.
Yeah.
To drink water.
Well, speaking of water.
Go on.
Sorry, I'm gonna let you land.
No, I just wanted to share this water talk thing because as individuals have no issue drinking water.
Yeah.
We love drinking water.
Love drinking water.
I'm always drinking water. My Hydro Flask is a very helpful tool in helping me drink my water. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay.
But I've never really had a problem drinking water, as in choosing to drink water.
Yeah.
There's many days I've forgotten, I've dehydrated. I still get dehydrated and stuff like that. But yeah, what were you going to say about water?
I was going to say it's nearly summertime. So I've actually started using my, what do you call it?
Oh, SodaStream.
Yes, my SodaStream again. And I saw a video by my girl, it's Holly, where she had some sparkling water and she added freeze-dried fruit to it and frozen fruit to it. I never do that.
In the actual, as it fluff?
No, like she basically put the frozen and freeze-dried fruit into the glass, poured the very crispy water on top. And then in the video, you could see it basically fusing. And it just turned the water nice and purple. Yeah. And it just looked fantastic. So I'm going to be doing that this summer because I think it looks great.
For us?
You've got a Hydro Flask. So, I feel like you were laughing at me about my SodaStream.
No, I think I was laughing at you about the George Foreman.
I've got that bad boy out as well, you know. Yeah, that bad boy's out. It's really summer around here. The SodaStream's out. The George Foreman's out. I've been grilling chicken thighs on that bad boy.
I saw.
Yeah.
Well, we're staying hydrated, but if you are interested in #water talk, go have a dive in that, and definitely watch the video in the description of Tiffany Ferg's conversation around it, because it's very interesting how people are trying to reinvent water. So, for the topic of today's conversation, we are going to be discussing dining solo. Yeah. Which, similar to drinking water, is something that neither of us are new to. Yeah. Dining solo is something that we both do pretty frequently. Yeah. When was the last time you dined solo?
The last time I dined solo was probably about a month ago. I went out locally in Chingford. There's a pub in North Chingford.
Rusty Bike?
Rusty Bike.
I screenshot that from your story.
Yeah,
I was
went to Rusty Bike and downstairs at the Rusty Bike, as part of the pub, they serve Thai food. Yeah. But upstairs there is a sushi restaurant. It's not called Super Sushi. I can't remember. But it's upstairs basically at the Rusty Bike. You can get sushi, and I had some sushi. I just went there one evening and I had that. I think that is the last time I dined solo.
Similarly, the last time I dined solo was also Thai food. I went to Giggling Squid.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, not that long ago. Maybe a month ago as well. Yeah. And there's one kind of local to me, a bus ride away. Remember, I got the wrong bus home. Oh, that was stressful. When I dine there, I book a table online just to be sure, because it gets quite busy. That's the last thing you want, is to turn up without a table. But anyway, we'll discuss that in a second. Yeah. But I like to go there. It's very bright there, and also you can see outside. So I usually just say one of the tables in the window, and I quite enjoy it. Yeah, I like taking myself out to dinner. Why do you dine solo?
So it depends. Sometimes I dine solo because I'm out and I'm hungry and I'm not getting a takeaway or anything. I'm out. I might be in West End or in a shopping centre, and I'll go to a restaurant. I want to sit down. I want to have something to eat. That happens. Then there's also me taking myself out. A lot of people on the internet have an issue with people saying things like solo date and that kind of stuff. I don't think it's that deep, personally. I think if somebody wants to say they're taking themselves out, for me, it is very different when I'm taking myself out. There's much more intention behind it versus when I just, as a consequence of being out, end up dining solo. So there are times where I take myself out I choose a very specific restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a specific experience. It might be something on my list. And I just want to treat myself. I just want to relax. I don't want to have to engage or talk with anyone other than the people in the restaurant. And I want to immerse myself as much as possible in the food and the experience. And I just feel like I deserve it. So I do it sometimes and I love it. Makes me happy. And I can just move at my own pace.
Yeah.
There's no headache. The only thing I don't like is I struggle to order as much food as I would like to because there's no one to share with. Yeah.
I agree with you. I love a date. I love a self-date day. I think I've got a couple of vlogs of like self-date days and I'm not afraid to use that language. I think it's positive. I saw a really good thing on Instagram the other day, which is one of those quotes which says like, post the picture, do the things, like celebrate your life, like call yourself nice names, take yourself on dates. I think when you see people that's complaining about that, I just don't want people to have nice
solo
things.
dating. What do you mean solo dating? You're just going out. But I think it's different. I think you have some people that they don't really understand when people take themselves out.
Yeah.
And I like I said, I think it's much more intentional when you want to take yourself out. Sometimes you want to dress up, whatever.
Yeah.
It's the same way you could be in a relationship with another person and just, let's go and grab a bite to eat quickly.
Not the same as date night.
Yeah, let's put a date in the diary.
100%.
We're going out. We're going to have a nice time. I think it's the same thing. It can apply to yourself.
I would say that my chosen dining solo adventures are usually within the context of a self-date day.
Okay.
So I don't really see myself leaving the house intentionally doing what you said in terms of the whole dress up thing just to go and eat. So quite often it'll be like when I've taken a day off that's a weekday because I like to go to that Westfield White City when no one else is there.
Yeah.
So if I go to Central, I'll make a day of it. I'll go to like Anthropology, I'll wander, I'll do this. I might even have like a casual lunch but then like have dinner. Exactly what you said. But I think I like to position it in a broader self-care day to myself. I like to do it like that, but a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people as well, not only the people who say, self-care, self-day, some people find eating alone hard.
Even scary. Like the thought actually makes them feel overwhelmed.
Like I have a friend who will not even eat like a croissant and coffee in Pret, like will not eat alone out, like what they're gonna do. Or like now they'll text me like I'm in Pret, can you just stay near me, I just need to quickly drink this coffee before my meeting or something or whatever. I mean less the coffee, more the croissant. But I've never experienced that feeling. Have you ever felt like you've been in a situation where actually I've now started this dining solo thing and now I don't want to be here anymore?
No, I started eating out and doing stuff alone probably when I was about 18. And I've never had an issue doing stuff by myself. I don't know, maybe it's something to do with my childhood. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just never bothered me. But I do understand if you're not used to doing those things, especially as an adult, or if you haven't been raised or nurtured in a way where there's like a level of independence that is kind of encouraged in you, then something that is deemed as a social activity being done as a solo person, that person kind of equates that to loneliness and not having any friends, etc. Whereas there was nothing that I can do with my friends that I can't do alone. Like that's just how I see stuff. So it's never been a problem to me personally.
Something that we spoke about on an early episode of ours, the Ultimate Restaurant Experience, I will leave it linked in the show notes below. We were discussing, if you haven't listened to it, go and listen to it. Yeah. We were discussing the structure of any restaurant, like our dream restaurant. But I remember us saying something about a bar situation for like waiting for your table. And we also discussed times when we like to eat at the bar. And something I experienced a lot in America is that when you dine solo, you're often on the bar, you're often at the bar, which I kind of like because it means you're often sitting with other people who are also dining solo, which gives you a bit of a boost if you're someone who feels some type of way or feels watched, sitting at a table for two, table for four, but you're just one person. I have no problem with that. More space for all the dishes that I'm going to order. But sitting at the bar is a good way to ease yourself into having something to look at. Like if there's either a drinks bar behind the counter or through to an open kitchen or something like that, which can be a nice introduction to solo dining if you're not quite feeling it.
I like sitting at the bar or the counter when I eat out alone because a a lot of the time you get interaction from the waiters
Yeah.
Or the bar staff. Like you said, there's something to look at.
Yeah.
If it's not a bar and there is a counter, then you can see the kitchen. It creates a bit of a distraction.
Yeah.
If you feel uncomfortable or uneasy, there's something for you to focus on, not just stare down at the table. So it makes the experience nicer.
We, of course, acknowledge that there are some genuine anxieties about doing certain things alone, and people feel differently about different things. Let people enjoy themselves. Something else that you can do that provides distraction is to take something with you.
Yeah.
So I will often take a notebook. Sometimes I actually use taking myself out to dinner as almost like life admin.
Yeah, I've done that. I brought my laptop to a restaurant before.
Like,
yeah.
Maybe not my laptop, but
I have.
I've taken my iPad actually.
Yeah.
I have taken my iPad.
It's a MacBook Air, so I just feel like it's
quite
super
small.
cute. Yeah.
Fair enough. You look like Carrie Bradshaw in the
Do
window.
you know what I mean?
But I love taking something to do. And I think as well, whenever you're doing something, dining solo, it kind of adds that pace to your meal that you would have naturally had you been talking to someone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very easy to sit there by yourself and just
time is going slow, or time is just going so slow. Like you're waiting for your food and you just don't know what to do with yourself.
So I definitely would recommend taking something if you're new to dining solo or you just have never done it before. Either take an actual reading book, a notebook,
your phone. I watch shows sometimes or movies on my phone. I just pop it up.
I have quite discreet headphones.
Yeah.
So I have many a time either just had one in or had it in fully and just sat there either listening to something or listening to a podcast or audiobook or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about watching. I cry at everything I watch, so I can't.
Oh my gosh,
I can't watch stuff in public like that.
I just prop my phone up. It might be a series. It might just be a little show. It also depends on the restaurant that I'm in and why I've gone out. Sometimes I'm like, if I'm at the counter and I'm genuinely watching the kitchen and that kind of stuff, that's enough of a distraction. Yeah. If I'm out and about, I might have my notebook. I might do notes, or I might have a reading book. It kind of depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can very much take yourself for a working lunch or working dinner or a life admin.
I think that's actually working lunch is a good way to get comfortable with dining solo because you have a lot of people generally around lunchtime, especially like if you work in the city or somewhere like that you have some people that don't want to bring lunch back or they want to have a quick break in a restaurant. So if you've never done it before, I would say if you've got the time, go on your lunch break, have one of those like quick lunch menus and the waiters, the restaurant expects a lot of solo people to kind of come in. So there's not going to be anybody looking at you funny, any kind of silent stigma or anything like that. You're here for lunch and you're working, you're here for lunch.
And often you can get quite a good deal. Lunch menus are good. Pretty sound.
Yeah.
What other tips and tricks have we got for dining solo?
Book ahead if you can.
Yes.
I book ahead if I can, regardless. If I am dining solo, if I'm out and about, then I don't always book in advance. But if you are uncomfortable, I will say when I lived in America, just because it was a different environment, I was comfortable doing stuff by myself. It's just I was alone in a foreign country, basically living by myself. So I would book restaurants in advance. Yeah. And it just made it easier when I got there that I wouldn't have to wait around or I wasn't sure like what the etiquette was. I've got to book in. And that made it nice and easy. And they already knew it was for one. When you book in advance and you book for one person, I mean, if you really want to, you can book for two and say the person didn't show up. If you want to, I personally, some people say that. I've seen it on blogs. I personally don't do that.
I wouldn't do that.
I book for one. Yeah. And because they know it's for one, there's no, anybody else? Or to kind of reassert that kind of anxiety. Yeah, it's just this table, this booking. It's like, okay, cool, come through and that's it.
I wouldn't do that as in the 2-person thing because sometimes they'll move mad that they're not seating you until everyone's there.
Yeah, exactly.
Or sometimes some of the nicer places you've got to pay
You have to hold a deposit, yeah.
So if you don't turn up, I've been to places before, we've had like a big booking and you know if you held like £20 per person, you assume they're just going to take £20 per person off the whole price. But they actually don't. They don't bother because they've covered it
and
stuff. Yeah. So big groups, fine, whatever. Yeah. But
I would book for one. I've seen blogs say, book for two and this and that. I think it will just drive up that anxiety. I think it will make you more uncomfortable. It will because they're expecting two people. You have to have that conversation. So just book ahead. Some restaurants, the only thing I will say is some restaurants online, the minimum amount of people you can book for is 2. So
call them.
I was going to say, if you can, give them a call and just say I want to book for one person and I can't do it online.
Oh, that's another thing. If you kind of know where you want to go and you're in the area or something, I've very often called restaurants as I'm like walking towards them.
Yeah.
Like just to make sure kind of to remove that anxiety of that I don't have to have this conversation when I walk
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Like, hey, have you got space for one person that's going to walk in like in the next half an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, cool. See you in a minute.
Yeah.
Like, see you then.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree there are some points of the experience that can be a little bit more awkward if you're not fully ready to deal with it.
Yeah.
I think I've been out for bookings before where I've accidentally put stuff on like birthday or and it's what are you meeting for?
Yeah.
And the whole wahala of the whole thing. Sometimes you tell lies and it just
it
backfires. It backfires. Next thing you know, you've got the whole staff.
Yeah.
You come in.
I think I've done that before.
Sometimes it's nice, but when you're like, oh, this was
a bit awkward.
This is just to get the 50%.
Yeah.
The discount.
Yeah.
But that's one thing, definitely. Pre-booking, booking ahead.
Yeah.
Those are just our personal kind of tips and tricks and advice about dining solo and how we like to do it. There are a lot of resources online, blogs, articles, Time Out, Infatuation, all those kind of places with listicles of places that are super friendly to eat alone in, but some of them are just giving lists of restaurants.
Yeah,
like
just restaurants.
They're not really, I feel like some of them might be a bit advertorial. They might be just paid slots for some of these places because they don't necessarily lend to having a bar or some of the advice that we've given that we know will make you feel more comfortable. But there are some blogs, just people's real life experiences that you can read. You had a post?
I had one, but my website, it had something needs renewing on that bad boy.
Mine's down at the moment as well.
Yeah, I did share once upon a time.
A list.
There's probably a reel on my Instagram if you scroll far enough where I've shared a couple of tips and stuff because I used to talk about it quite often.
So many of my reels are actually done alone.
I actually find it easier when I'm alone to create reels and
content.
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
There's one that actually did quite well, my chicken buns from Bun House.
Yeah.
I went by myself.
Oh, really?
I didn't intentionally leave the house to go there, kind of just in the area.
Yeah.
I went for a laser appointment actually. And then I was just nearby.
Yeah.
That's another fun way, I guess, to kind of gamify your experience is to do it with a purpose. Do it and make sure that every course you take really nice pictures of what you're doing and that you're savouring that moment and the memories for yourself. But definitely there are more tips and tricks online if you have a definite anxiety towards doing this and how to overcome that. Because I think there are so many benefits and just positive things that can come out of dining by yourself. Main one that you've mentioned already is you don't have to talk to nobody.
Yeah. Just to move at your own pace, do your own thing. I mean, if you want to, you can sit on the phone and talk. Do you know what I mean? But it's very different than when someone's in front of you and you have to remain engaged.
One positive but negative is that you can only order a certain amount.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dishes.
It annoys me a little bit because I feel restricted in that sense.
It does. But there are also certain people that you can go out with who restrict you anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, just fussy eaters or people with gluten intolerances.
Oh, please.
And just things, people who don't like what you're eating. My dad is a very fussy eater.
Really?
And to be honest, he's not fussy when you're having a sharer, but when it's like his birthday and you want to find somewhere to go with him, that he's going to really be able to order a lot from the menu and experience. I can imagine him dining solo would just be like, okay, I'm not going to be able to eat here. I'm just going to have to go somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Like, try and error his way down the high street. But I think it's really nice when you can just order whatever you want. One of my favourite dining solo memories was on my birthday, my 22nd birthday, when I was working in Shoreditch. And it was everyone knows my birthday, but I was just like, I'm just going out, just went for lunch. Yeah. Took myself to Dishoom.
Oh, of course. Where else would it be?
Took myself to Dishoom, and literally, I remember like napkin.
Yeah.
I ordered some stuff. The waiter was really nice, chatting to me, and I think he brought it to my attention. Like, oh, you like by yourself, whatever. And I was like, yeah, it's my birthday. My birthday. And then, oh, bless him. I remember he brought me over a chai. They have like Dishoom chai at the time. They only did chai with milk. So he brought it over and I was like, oh, thank you. So how was your birthday complimentary? La, la, la. And then he came back and he was like, you don't like it? And I was like, oh, it's milk. Oh. And he was like, oh no, like, sorry, and took it away. But I remember I got the black dal, I got the ruby curry, I got the garlic naan. I rolled back to the office.
Yeah.
Rolled back to the office. But it was just such a nice experience. Like, I typically don't work on my birthday anymore. I think that was like maybe very soon after I started in that job. Okay. So I just carried on working. Yeah. But little moments like that you can find in your life to take yourself out to do something nice, order what you want, pay what you want, tip how you
pay
want.
what you want.
Okay, not like pay what you want, but as in like sometimes dining with other people can be more stressful than dining by yourself.
It can. I don't think I've got a favourite experience because I do it so often.
Yeah.
I've done it so much over the years. I do remember when I went to Officina, I think that's how you pronounce it, 00.
Yeah.
In Old Street, and I went there. It was after work, and I think I was going to be off the following week.
Oh, right.
And I just went there, and I ordered loads of different dishes. But because I was by myself, they were giving me like limoncello. That happens to me a lot when I dine out solo. I would say that's another potential
perk
benefit. Yeah, if you kind of if you go in and you're pleasant, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of the time, the waiters, they'll engage, and they might just give you a little something. I always get a free drink or
free
an extra little starter or
something
like that, something to try, little olives or something. I used to go to Riding House Cafe
a
lot as well. I've been there solo, sat at the bar. They've got a really good bar at Riding House Cafe.
The Fitzrovia one. Yeah,
the one in Fitzrovia, and then there's a spot that you can sit at where you can see directly into the kitchen, and then there's a spot that you can sit at and you're by the bar.
We were by the bar.
Yeah, and there's a couple of bartenders. I don't know if they're there anymore. Some young guys, really nice, really pleasant, always hold good conversation. Yeah, really nice.
I wonder, random thought, if they think you're someone when you're by yourself.
Sometimes I think it depends on how you present yourself. Like if you come in like really confident, you're taking pictures, because I obviously take pictures for my Instagram and stuff, and I'm by myself.
Do they think you're like, I don't know, Grace Dent?
They're curious. I've had some people that are kind of curious, and it's funny because we're in that age where everybody's taking pictures, etc. You've got a lot of food content creators.
What's his name? Keith Lee?
Yeah.
Everyone's a Keith Lee.
Yeah, exactly. But I think maybe when you're a bit more inconspicuous and they just can't really tell, they're just not really sure, and you seem really comfortable by yourself, they're always a bit like, why have you come out today, or have you been here before, and that kind of stuff, always trying to fish for information.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I like to think that they think I'm someone though.
I don't mind that,
Give me a limoncello because you think this is good in the Guardian.
Yeah, honestly, there's so many times I've been out and I can't even think off the top of my head, because I will go anywhere solo, somewhere on my list, somewhere that I'm passing, somewhere that someone has recommended. If I really want to go, I'll just go. Yeah.
Where's the next experience that you plan on going solo from your list or something?
Oh.
Maybe more gluten-free pizza?
I will definitely be back at Cafe Coco on my lonesome one day, because I want that pizza, and I'll probably just pass through. It's just not that close to me. I don't know, there's a few different things on my list. It depends on what's going on, because I could end up dining solo tomorrow.
Yeah, tonight.
Tonight, yeah, exactly. Right. So there's a couple of places that I might go by myself. Another pizza place, Pizzeria Mozza.
Oh, we
by
were
Nancy
Silver.
Oh, were we? Okay,
I think it was our contender instead of norm. Like there was a particular reason we were gonna go.
I think I said I was gonna
Christmas.
Oh, was it Christmas?
We're gonna go at Christmas.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's on my list. We can see. I can see if I can hold out. And then there's also the like Nigerian kind of inspired restaurant, the Patio. I want to check it out. It looks quite nice. I've heard good things about it. They've got some like lamb samosas that are apparently banging. So the next, I need to go to West End to do some actual shopping. Yeah, I might pass through.
Oh, it's in Central.
Yeah, I might pass through when I'm there, and I actually want to go back to Applebee's as well. I haven't been in ages, and they keep posting stuff on their Instagram, and it just looks so good. Juicy. Yeah, really, really like it. And Oren as well.
I went to Applebee's on your recommendation. And had a really lovely time, so I definitely want
it's
to
a
go
good
back.
Fish restaurant. Applebee's in Borough Market.
Yeah, right on Borough Market.
I do like it.
Another experience that I enjoy, which can qualify as dining solo, or definitely does, is like breakfast. Going to the cafe, getting breakfast, stopping for breakfast on the way to work somewhere nice, or if I've got like a shoot or something, like I can actually go and have breakfast somewhere and then go about my business. I think having a nice breakfast. We actually initiated this podcast over brunch, effectively, but that's a good. That's a good.
I think, like cafe culture, you have a lot of solo diners because you have a lot of working men.
Yes.
So they probably don't see it as going out to eat. It is literally just grabbing some breakfast at the cafe, and you'll notice some of the things that we recommend are habits that they actually do. They don't book ahead, but most of the time they're reading their newspaper. or doing something
to distract
but
themselves.
it's a part of their day, like their working day.
But they might not book ahead. However, I guarantee the people who go probably every single day,
They got a rapport. They
they sit at the same table.
Yeah.
They walk in. They might have already know their order.
Yeah.
Like there's a certain routine to it that is a fixed thing in their life. That if they had to book a table, they probably would. But because it's patterned and it's going to be there for
the
them.
comfortability, they know. Yeah. They know it's not going to be crowded. They know the hours, etc. A lot of people that aren't comfortable dining solo, that wouldn't do breakfast, are probably the kinds of people that would get like a McDonald's breakfast as opposed to stopping the car, or they'll get some kind of takeaway. Breakfast is like a sales point in restaurants and takeaways. Is people buy breakfast. Like as a nation, we buy breakfast. We're very like breakfast heavy. So there is a lot of people that will take breakfast away because they don't want to sit down. But I guess even if you go to McDonald's and you sat down, you still kind of... I understand it's a different kind of setup. You're not booking a table at McDonald's. You're just buying and taking away your food. But if you can do something like that and just sit down... God. If you can do something like that and just sit down by yourself and eat food, you can definitely go
anything.
to a restaurant. Yeah, if you've never done it before and you're anxious about it, you're a bit nervous, probably start somewhere low key, somewhere like a bit local, feels like a little bit of a hole in the wall, somewhere that is not too extravagant.
You know what? I would actually say the opposite.
You think so?
Is it not somewhere just on the local point?
Yeah.
Go somewhere that no one knows you. You're not going to bump into anyone you know. You don't ever have to walk past it again.
Yeah.
I got really comfortable dining solo, and I was a little bit wary of it when I was in New Orleans by myself. Because I physically went there by myself and was aware that every meal was going to be alone, bar like a couple my friend was there for. And it was great. Because I was like, I might look insane, but I'm never going to see you again.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm never going to see you again.
That's true.
Yeah. And another thing, generally, if you have any anxiety towards dining solo, I read a book about this, and it's basically everyone is thinking about themselves.
Yeah. Most of the time, people aren't checking for you.
People are not checking for you.
Yeah. And even if they are, you're probably never going to know because they're not going to come up to you and tell you that you look crazy.
Yeah.
So just focus on yourself.
Have a lovely time.
Yeah. And a lot of the time, people are projecting anyway. People see people dining solo and they're not comfortable doing it.
They wish they could.
They wish they could do it because what could be so bad about going out to eat by yourself? If you want to eat at the end of the day, go and get the food and eat it and enjoy it. If you have people to go with sometimes, that's nice. And if you don't, that's also nice. Don't miss out on life. Yeah. Because you don't want to do stuff by yourself.
I have enjoyed this conversation. I'm actually really hungry right now and I'm thinking, should we dine together?
I'm going out actually, I'm not gonna lie.
Wow, so last episode you didn't miss me when I wasn't around. And now I'm around and you don't want to spend time with me.
Sorry.
Where are you going? Another place that you promised me we'd go, huh?
No, I'm actually going back to the Colombian restaurant in Seven Sisters with my cousin. That's some of that is somewhere. I mean, you could dance over there, but if you're not Colombian and you go there by yourself, you might stick out like a bit of a sore thumb.
Fair enough.
I've been there enough times. I'll pull up. I actually went there on my own the first time. I just walked in, and because it is a very community-centered restaurant, I was a little bit nervous. I'll be honest, because they don't always greet you in English as well. It was like, hi, kind of felt like a fish out of water, but they were nice. They were really friendly, so it was fine.
Fair enough. Well, enjoy your evening.
Thanks.
Thank you everyone so much for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Dine solo somewhere this week.
Give it a try.
Give it a try.
Yeah. And let us know. If you've done it, if you're doing it for the first time, let us know.
Yep. Engage with us on Twitter, jump in our DMs, and we will find you somewhere on the internet and catch you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.